Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video I'm going to take a look at the Forex market outlook. We're going to highlight a few pairs of interest going into the week ahead. I'm going to start off as usual with the strength and weakness chart just to see if anything has drastically changed, and the only thing really that's standing out to me is the fact that the Canadian dollar has strengthened significantly and the pound has lost some strength. So basically pound CAD should be starting a nice little downtrend, and we actually looked at shorting pound CAD last week, which worked out really nicely. So pound CAD, really nice move. I'm expecting some further downside, so we'll talk about that one in a little bit. Just heading over then to the strength meter for the week, and if I just expand this out so we can see in detail, this clearly highlights the fact that pound was at those plus sixes, and we've started to see a little bit of a decline in that. We can see that dollar CAD or CAD for the green line is shooting sharply up, so pound CAD is going to be a great one. Also Kiwi CAD, the reason being is because these two have crossed over in strength and weaknesses now. So Kiwi, the yellow line, is kind of flatlining through here. CAD again shooting sharply up, so I quite like the idea of getting involved with Kiwi CAD short, and everything else is just kind of flatlined again. Nothing really kind of highlighting some further upside or downside. Dollar had a bit of an off week if we look at it from a weekly perspective. But there are some downtrends that look quite interesting across those majors. So first of all, let's go take a quick look at the couple of trending pairs that I really like. So if we look at the daily time frame on pound CAD and just identify what's going on here, well, price is simply trending now to the downside. We had this lower low confirmation here, and this is where we looked at getting involved with the market short. Reason being is because it was previous structure lows, and if the daily trend's going to continue, then we like to look at areas of resistance to see that continue from. So price simply came back to that resistance level and dropped. Now, I'm not looking for anything drastically different here. What I would like to see is another pullback into the previous structure lows. So anywhere kind of in this area, the key low is around about 174.65. That kind of matches up with a nice little level running through here where there was resistance, support recently. So what I would like to actually see from pound CAD is something similar to what we saw here, where we had a retracement, but the retracement was very low ranging in candlesticks. Once we get back to this area here, wait for a breakout on the lower time frame for a trend trading opportunity. Very similar to what we spoke about with Kiwi CAD last week, where we suggested looking for short opportunities because price had broken out of this really nice channel. We were breaking to the downside. The Canadian dollar was getting stronger, Kiwi was getting weaker. That's why we've started to see these lower lows being formed. So I'm expecting further downside to Kiwi CAD as well. This time I'm going to be looking for price to come back into this structure level, 0.9. 10 is a nice level, plus we have this kind of area just through here. So if price was again going to give us very similar pullback where it's low ranging candlesticks, not really much going on in those, then we get into this level here, that would be a nice area to start looking for short opportunities to come back through. So CAD really a nice area to target with some strength this week. I mean, just to kind of add some weight to this, when I was reading the sentiment data, the retail sentiment data, the amount of retail traders long dollar CAD was around about 70%. Now, we don't want to trade the same side as retail because retail traders are typically wrong in the markets. So, that was another sign that the Canadian dollar could gain strength, because if dollar CAD's going to move to the downside, then the CAD pairs should do that and follow through as well. So that was a reason why we're looking at those CAD pairs last week. Now going on to the majors, obviously I still like a little bit of euro dollar downside before we get maybe another move, but essentially in this block of candlesticks here, 118.31 is the point of control, and we came so close to that area last week before price rejected. We haven't fully tested it yet, so I wouldn't mind actually seeing another dip down into this level. Then we may get a bit of a bullish close to then see some potential uptrend continuations just from a weekly perspective. Looking at the daily, obviously we have continued this downtrend. The market has continued to make lower lows and lower highs. So, you know, now we're back at this level. We've created a nice bearish candlestick. Can we get that continuation down? Now, the only way I would look to trade this is from either is that 4-hour position, because I like to think that, or what I believe is that when the daily impulses to the downside, the 4-hour changes trend and the 4-hour trend continues down. Once we get that break in 4-hour trend, we get the reversal. So I need to see now price making lower lows and lower highs. If we can break below this low in here in particular, this current 4-hour low in here around about 1.19, if we can take that low out in there, I think we'll have a really nice short-term trading opportunity for a short down into 118.31. Wouldn't necessarily target past that point, but that's a kind of a key area to watch. Another interesting pair, obviously pound. Pound has shown a little bit of weakness coming through this week, so that's why pound CAD's a really good pair to have a little look at. But if we're going to look at potentially trading the US dollar, we need to be a little bit careful. Nice strong bullish close. Daily, however, did close up quite near these previous highs, and that's not usually a good sign. If price is going to continue the trend, we typically not see it close back towards these highs. So one or two things may happen with pound. We may see the downside continuation, because I think 137.50 is a nice resistance level which was used in the past, so that could turn into support at that point through here. Alternatively, if price takes out these highs, then we're going to see some further upside from the pound. We have to remember, despite the pound losing a bit of strength, it is still stronger, and it is still stronger than the US dollar in particular, because the US dollar is sitting at a neutral 0, whereas pound is still at +4. So that shows us that the uptrend is still technically in place here, and we can see that on this weekly chart. There's a very strong uptrend here. So you know, we have to be a little bit careful with these currency pairs. But again, one way we can tell whether that trend is going to continue is if price breaks through this 4-hour level. If we can get below these current 4-hour lows in here, and if I just draw that with a nice rectangular box like so, if price can break the lows, then I think we'll see price head towards 137.50. Keep your eyes on those this week. I'll update you with some further charts to watch in the week. Hope you had a great weekend, and I'll speak to you in the next one.